And at the end of them, what people do, and I don't do it anymore, is I wander off as if I'm never going to come back and for the bullshit encore. I do think that encores are total bullshit, because you know I'm only going to be standing back there somewhere going, I wonder if they're going to clap long enough for me to come out, and you're going, I bet he's having a piss, and I'm not. So what I'm going to do, at the end of these two pieces, I'm going to stay sat back there, and you've got to imagine I've gone. And you can clap and whoop and holler and do whatever you like, and then I will suddenly stand up as if, what a shock, I've come back on again. It saves a lot of energy and a lot of bullshit. So there you go. So the two pieces I'm going to play to finish off with are the Beatles wrote them, and one was written by John Lennon, which was Help, which I do in the style of the French composer Saint-Saëns, and you think I'm joking. And then I'm going to do Eleanor Rigby, which Paul McCartney wrote, in the style of the Russian composer Sergei Prokofiev. And we have locked the doors, you're going to have to stand and listen to it. You've got no choice. I was very lucky, I mean, I'm old enough to, I met all of the Beatles, and they were great. Memories of all of them. I had lunch with John Lennon 2 days before he was murdered in New York, which was a fantastic couple of hours. I spent a whole day on the beach in Cannes with George Harrison. We weren't holding hands or anything like that. We were discussing music. What a clever guy, what a lovely guy he was. Ringo, I used to use his studio a lot until he set his dogs on me once by accident, and I went bugger out and going back there again. But he's lovely if you want to talk about Thomas the Tank Engine, it's great. And then Paul McCartney, I only met once. Way back in the early 70s, we were at a big function together, and he came over to me, and I was really and he uttered the immortal words which I've never forgotten. He said, "You're much taller than I thought you'd be." And that was it, really. That was my whole conversation. So when people say to me, "Have you ever met Paul McCartney?" I go, "Yeah, he's shorter than me." Anyway, listen, thanks so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of the cruise. Have a fantastic time. There's some wonderful bands and musicians on, and I'll have to give a plug to my son Adam, who's here at 8:30 with Jazz Sabbath. It's not the first time that Adam and I have been on a boat together, because we used to live on the Isle of Man. So we've been on the Isle of Man ferry a few times, which actually is a very similar experience. Anyway, thanks ever so much. This is Help and Eleanor Rigby, and then, as you know, I'm going off, but... Yeah, I've got time to do it.
Life on
This
Mars.
is a piece that I did. I was very honoured to play on it and help arrange it with him. Of all the sessions that I did, my favourite guy to work with was the late great David Bowie, who was absolutely amazing. And I'm going to do a piece that I was really honoured to be a part of with him. A little story that goes with it. If anybody's got the vinyl of Hunky Dory, on Life on Mars, if you listen carefully at the end of it, it's like you hear the piece again in the distance and a phone ringing. Anybody heard it? Well, you two have then, okay, well there you go. Well, it happened because tape is very expensive, or was back then. And so if you did a tape and you weren't going to keep it, you went over it. And that's what happened with Life on Mars. We did a tape, David and Ken Scott weren't happy, so we did it again. But on the one before that we didn't keep, at the end of it, a phone in one of the rooms next door rang. And David said, it doesn't matter because we're not going to keep that anyway. So we did it again, and when they came to mix it, when it came to the end of the piece, the version that we were going to keep, they let the tape carry on running, and then in came, you can hear the piano doing the piano part of Life on Mars again, and then a phone ringing. And Ken Scott said, oh, don't worry, I'll get rid of that. And David said, no, leave it in. He said, it'll be interesting to see how many people notice it. Obviously not very many. So thank you once again for coming, and have a wonderful cruise. This is Life on Mars.